got dual phones now, so we got a new thing. I was about to Google. Okay, get my thoughts together. I'm not gonna invite anybody in. I just want to do a little bit, just turning it back on because now I'm getting ready to cook. I got my pan over here, my lemon water. I just brought it, turned it up a little bit. I went and sat down. I went and sat down because y'all, I was wore out because I have to remember I was up all night. And then I ran an errand, and then, of course, I went and did all these videos. Y'all don't understand. Blogging ain't easy. So, on my last video, if you catch this is the first video, we went out, we found a gadget, came home with Spiral Crazy, and I ended up with, like, all this food prep over here. But now, I've got to come up with my meal for dinner. My daughter, she done already gave me her. I don't mean to be, but, I want to go get a burger. Go get a burger, little girl. So, I got fresh garlic. And you just smash it. Apparently you smash it. Look, I'm learning. And then the shell and all that stuff just comes off. And then you end up with this. And I was like trying to figure this out the last. Oh, I'm not showing you guys. So you just smash it and then all this skin stuff comes off. I'm not a chef. I don't play one on Periscope or Facebook. But you end up with this. It smells so good. You end up with these nice little cores of garlic. And you know that you've gotten into the right one because it feels almost like kind of like a non-slippery. Hell, I don't know. So getting it out the way, I got my board back down. Let me bring you guys back down to the board. Back down to the board. Back down to the board. And I got a new thing now, so I'm happy to excited about that. So I'm going to chop up some garlic. I'm going to also chop up some basil. We got us some basil going in there. And what I was told on the last video, if any of my chefs are out there, hey, Rick Harris. I'm sorry, Rick Harris, that wasn't excitement for you, but I will get that excited about Rick Harris. Hey, Rick Harris, I just remembered. Remember, y'all, look. There is a coffee shop that, remember I said keep it up with the Garrisons? Well, this is the keep it up with the Garrisons. Well, the Garrisons invited us out to a coffee shop over there in East Atlanta. Is that East Atlanta? Where y'all at over there? There's a coffee shop over there that has this thing called basil lemonade. I'm going to put some basil in my lemonade. And when and it's a weird thing when you think about it, basil lemonade. But they do it almost like a slushie. And they put basil in the lemonade. Just like the mint in the mojito. And I didn't think about it until I smelled it. And I'm like, whoa. And they had some fresh coming in. I probably should have waited. And I told her I didn't have time to wait. So got my little new knife. Got my little knives from the dollar store. But I just remembered I'm steeping some lemon over there. And I'm going to save some of this. And I'm going to take some of that. And I'm going to whip it up with some ice in my NutriBullet. I'm going to make me some basil lemonade. But if you want real professional basil lemonade, go over there. It is called Our Coffee House or something like that. So I'm just going to chop up this. You guys can see down there. Don't make me look away. I'm just going to chop this up just because I'm going to put it in there. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm just gonna rock through it like I look like somebody, and I don't know how much. I'm not up on. Yeah, yes I am. I watch Good Times all day, every day, and that was the episode where Florida was once again turning down the money from the rich family. Hey, Aisha Florida, my coffee shop. That's the name of it. Thank you. See, I love my people, honey. It's called That's right, because you live over there, too. My coffee shop in East Lake. East Lake. Did I say East Atlanta? East Lake, where they have the basil lemonade. So, I'm going to put my basil to the side. This is why I want to get a little nice. I put my basil to the side. All this is going in. And the chef, who was that? The Right TV chef said, put some in early and put some in at the end. And then, of course, I have my garlic here. And I'm just going to chop up my garlic. And we don't really know. Y'all help me out on when to put the garlic in. You see it? It's flying all over the kitchen as I chop it. But the minute I start cutting it up, it starts smelling so good. So good. Oh, my God. I want to do this right here. But that ain't... that smells so good, y'all. Oh my God, that smells so good. Garlic and basil. Oh my God. I look good doing it, don't I? Ain't cut a doggone thing. Man, that smells good. So we got a little bit of garlic. We don't know how much. I don't want to do too much, but just a little bit. I mean, when you go from no flavor to some flavor, hey. So I'm putting the garlic to the side there. And so somebody jump on here and tell me, because I ain't got no recipe. I'm doing all this from scratch. All I know is what I normally do. Hey, Donna Spivey, it's good for you. Okay, wait a minute. I miss Atkins Elita. Tell me, when am I putting my garlic in? So my lemonade is ready. It's steeped over there. I did earlier, guys, lemon, ginger. I'm doing steep some lemon and ginger to make some lemon ginger water. And I'm going to put that, I'm going to replace, and I had a batch of it all week. I'm going to replace, I'm going to toss this out. And I really don't even want to toss this out. You know what I really want to do with this? I really want to freeze this. So I have that. I'm going to make a new batch of that. We found out that in reading our book of what food does, lemon and ginger water helps with menstrual cramps, ladies, fellas, because y'all the ones who have to deal with it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of onion. I'm going to do a little, man, this garlic smells good. You know, black folk don't use a lot of garlic. What's wrong with us? Why we don't? We don't. We just use seasoning salt. I mean, I'm Donna Crocker. I love me some Donna Crocker, y'all. I love me some Donna Crocker. I don't know why we don't. Why? But you know what? We really don't. As much soul food and as much cooking as we do, we stick with a trilogy. What Trinity? They call it the Trinity, and it's usually your bell pepper, your onion, and celery. And I don't even like celery. I got some celery in there. I don't do celery. My daughter is back there. She got her nose all up in the air. She's like, what you making? Why is it so fresh? She told me she going out and get a burger. I'm like, go ahead. I asked her to go to the store and get some sausage or some turkey, ground beef, whatever. And I would make her just some regular old spaghetti. So I'm going to wait till her standoff. She is her daddy's daughter. And she going to give me a standoff. And then she'll end up going and get it. Once she smell all this in the kitchen, she might venture in and eat a little fresh something. All right, so I'm going to chop up some of this onion. Basically, it's going to be a nice vegetable medley. I don't know. I mean, they don't complain when they go to the restaurant. Karen Campbell, hello, darling. Felicia Campbell, hey, sweetheart. All right, so those of you on Periscope, I am not your regular cook, chef, whatever. I just got a new phone, so I kept my old phone, and now you guys can hang out with me too. Derek Patterson, how are you? For those of you on Periscope, probably used to seeing me in my workstation talking about using social media for business and publishing and all that kind of stuff. But I'm getting back in the kitchen after watching all those Facebook videos and all these amazing chefs on here. And let me see. And as a matter of fact, Clippy Land should be coming on. I think he does, Tuesday or Thursday on Periscope. So now I'm just going to chop up some onion. So basically, I'm making a base of vegetables. The difference is we just making spaghetti. But what I'm doing, something my daughter does, my vegan daughter does, is she will use, instead of pasta, she will use spiralized zucchini. And so I went out today and I bought a spiralizer. And I'll show you the packaging. If you go, there's a Gadget aisle at Target. No sponsors. But we went out and we found one that we love. It comes with 3 different blades. I'll break it up for you. You get a chute. It breaks up. Here's the top. They all kind of just unclick apart as you begin to use them. So you end up with 3 blades. You get a chute. To go right into your bowl. You get 3 blades, 1 for spaghetti, 1 for, what do they call it, fettuccine, and then 1 for ribbon. So you end up with these 3. And on the last video, whatever platform you're watching on, you can go back and check out the previous video where we actually tested out a number of vegetables. So I went spiral crazy. So I really am cooking the zucchini for dinner tonight. But I also did it with squash, which I'm going to prep for another meal. And then I just did it with a little piece of a potato to see how it worked with the potato. We also did it with the carrot. The carrot was probably the only vegetable because it took a lot of work, took a lot of wind out of me. The carrot was the only one that probably failed on all devices. It kind of got a little bit of ribbon, kind of got a little bit of spiral on that. And I'll show you within this zucchini what I ended up with. So, and then it just kind of, each one just pops back together. You can throw it in your drawer, put it safely in your cabinet. It's got the non-slip on there, and it worked out perfectly. And you can watch, I did it all live. And here's what we ended up with. We got some spaghetti in there. We got a couple of zucchini. The zucchini was the fettuccine size. The fettuccine size was a little too big, so we went back to the spaghetti. I'm trying to see if I can find the other size. Nope, it's buried up under there. The other sizes were too big. I think this is what we want. So what I'm going to do, isn't that just gorgeous? There you go. Screenshot. All right. So what I'm going to do is just basically saute this. I could put it on a cookie sheet and roast it. I could saute it. I could boil it like I would with any other pasta with some salted boiling water with a little garlic oil, whatever in there. But I feel like I want to hear that sizzle. And I want to saute it in my onions and my basil and my garlic. And then to that, which I'm not going to go scratch on the tomato. I'm going to really, after I do all of that, I'm going to put in some spaghetti sauce and let it just steep in that, simmer in that. Kim, hey Derek, hey Shay. And then of course, bell pepper. Remember I was doing the onion. Remember I talked about most of the time when we cook soul food or when we're in the kitchen cooking, we are basically, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of size I want with my onion. I kind of want a nice ribbon onion. If I think about it, I'm going to have that. So I'm just going to do a little rough cut on the onion. Because I'm just going to saute the onions and the mushrooms. And just let the onions get a little, already it's like, woo! I'm going to let the onions get a little transparent. And the good thing about it, we had Chef and Pearls on. And she was like, when you're doing your vegetables, keep a little bit of the bite to it. Don't overcook them. Don't cook everything to death. So on my cutting board here, I have, you guys can see that. Can you guys see? Everybody see it? Some garlic, some basil, and some onions. And then to that, going in the pan, gonna be my mushrooms. I feel like I need to do a little bit of chop on the mushrooms just simply because of the sauce. But then think about it. If I'm not going to do a meat in there, if they keep the standoff going on, I might want to keep the mushrooms that are nice size because I was going to do a meatball. And if they don't go to the store and get it because I forgot, this will be that bite size. And then also I'm going to just take these tomatoes here and I'm just going to just do a kind of a little slice of the tomato on there, just to kind of have again some nice vegetable on there. Hello there, who is that? Court, hey, from Russia. So I'm just gonna kind of do a quick little cut on those, and not a lot, but I'm gonna fill up my little cutting board here, my vegetable board here. And all of these items will go in to a nice hot sizzling pan that I'm going to then put in some oils, some oil and some herb butter, and just let that come to a certain particular temperature. And hey Elaine, there's Elaine coming in. That's my cousin, my journalist cousin up in Virginia, D.C., what do y'all call it, the DMV area. Make sure you follow her. She's dropping some great stories out there with a group called Breaking Through. And she was in Atlanta for the holidays. She was home for the holidays. And she also did a great expose on the Hosea. Ooh, don't want to chop them fingers. On Hosea Feeds the Hungry. So, again, on my board, as you guys can see down below there, we're trying to get us a nice little rainbow. Now, I did a couple of demos on the last video. Taught myself till I was tired to go sit down a minute. I had to go sit down a minute. So what my thought process is, and if you look at what I've got going in this pot, I probably really don't need a marinade. I probably really don't. Now that I'm adding all this stuff, I'm going to stop right here on the tomato. I don't need that many tomatoes. I really don't need, and the thing about it is, somebody mentioned earlier about meal prep. If this is not going to be done, because you know one thing about sauteing all these vegetables, not all of it, I'm not going to do all of it, but cooking this, it's really going to be good tomorrow. That's when it's really going to be good. When you think about the essence of all this, all these ingredients, let me get you a shot here. When you think about the essence of all the ingredients I have here, this is really going to be delicious tomorrow. It's going to taste good tonight when I eat it. But think about it as it sits overnight. Think about if I was dropping this into the slow cooker. Okay, some onions, some basil, garlic with some grape tomatoes and mushrooms and the zucchini. I could literally, now that I got my fresh bags, and then look, I still got a bell pepper here. I got to do a little bit of bell pepper with that. So let me find room on the board. We got to find room on the board. Let's get the tomatoes over a little bit. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a little bit of this bell pepper in there. Got to have your bell pepper, y'all. I mean, that's just part of the, looks healthy. I know, right? It looks like life. So you got to have a little bit of bell pepper on there. Let's get those seeds out of there. And I don't know that I need a lot because I kind of want to save that to go with that squash part of my meal prep. And this has got a lot in it already. So I don't feel like I need to put too much more. I feel like and my daughter said, you know, you like watching an artist just keep going and going and going and going. And my daughter, she's so afraid. She's like, oh Lord, that's a lot of vegetables. But you know what? It's gonna make you feel good. Hey there, Roy. So what do mushrooms taste like? I don't eat. Look at you. Look at you. And I know you always talk about, with hashtag date Roy, you always talking about you're a man that can cook. So here we go. All right, so now we've got a little bit of bell pepper ready to go. I'm just going to go across that a couple more times because that's going to give us, oh my God. And we got a rainbow. The only thing we don't have is our orange, even though I have some carrot over there. Carrot has no place in this. So you don't get cut. Wait a minute, what now? There was a tip out there somewhere. Let me see what you say. If you put a wet cloth under the cutting board, it will stop it from moving around. I got you. And you know what I did get? I bought a couple of new, let me close that. I bought a couple of new items. I went on a Gadget trip today. So just put something wet up on there because I'm using this little thin one here. And I got these in a pack. I got them in a pack and they came with several of them. You got your one for poultry, beef, and then fish. So I have those. But of course, we're trying not to eat so much meat. So do we need those? Laughing out loud, you're in it now. Okay, cool. Where you headed? What's going on that I don't know about? Somebody tagged me something. Y'all, let me tell y'all. February is going to be so freaking awesome and amazing. Listen, you know I love theater. You know I love stage. You know I live and breathe August Wilson women. I live and breathe August Wilson plays. I had an opportunity to watch an August Wilson play with August Wilson sitting, the August Wilson sitting right next to me very early on in the blogging stages. He loved bloggers because he knows what media does for African Americans. Hi from England. Hello from England. And I had a chance to watch. I went to go see an August Wilson play. And of course, you know, being a blogger early on, I would get all these amazing press opportunities, right? Because, you know, hey, there's something called media apartheid. There is an embargo. There is an apartheid. apartheid here in America. And so, sorry, I got to throw all that out there. So anyway, when I came along, they were like, oh, the embargo's over. The lion has a storyteller, African proverb. When the lion gets a storyteller, the hunter no longer has the better part of the story. So I became the storyteller for the lion. And I'm just talking about my 16-year blogging history. So I'm at this play, and I'm falling in love with theater, and there's one seat left in the theater, and August Wilson comes and sit down. She is married, me please. August Wilson comes and sits in that seat, and I got to sit there and watch an August Wilson production, brand new one, mind you, with August Wilson. And so I have such a love and passion for it. And then kind of find out, and I wish I didn't even know this until a couple of years ago, but one of my favorite scholars to follow on Twitter was actually related to August Wilson. I thought she and I just both had the same kind of passion for the works of August Wilson, but kind of found out she was August Wilson's niece. That's why I said this thing of people talking about the stuff on social media, you never know how you connect. And I didn't even know that, and I had a chance to hang out with her, I mean like seriously hang out with her at Blog Her 2012. And not until, unfortunately, when she lost her mother, that's when I realized that she was August Wilson's niece, because her mother was August Wilson's sister. And I'm like, what? How did I not know this? I thought that we just had a genuine love for August Wilson. So, if you ever see it smells so good, I don't even have to cook it. This could just be a salad. If you ever have a chance to go and see an August Wilson production, I don't care if it's kindergartners doing it, middle school, high school, college, professional theater, on Broadway, off Broadway, wherever it says August Wilson production, you need to go and see it. And then apparently, did I tell you what we got? I didn't even say what it was. Well, throughout the month of February, which is Black History Month, here in Atlanta, they did it a couple of years ago in Philly. But this year, here in Atlanta, will be a reading of, I think they said nine of August Wilson plays. One of which they can't do. No, there's 10. One of which they can't do because they haven't given the rights to that one. I think Joe Turner's coming going. I think was the one that they can't get the rights to. And I think that's probably going to be the next one that Denzel does the movie for. Tiffany, Yolanda Latimer, what are you cooking? I'm going to tell you in a minute. So, anybody wants to go with me, I am going to each one. And I'm so excited because I have to go to an amazing awards. My son is Airman of the Year, so I have to go to an awards event with him. But the play that they're doing that night, this is how won't he do it? They're going to do it twice, so I'll be able to make that one up. But this is just a particular reading, and so it's not full-on stage production. It's just literally the reading. But if you love the August Wilson monologues, the August Wilson dialogue, the cadence of the plays, you're still going to get that full-on love for it. That means that with his done in Atlanta, they're going to have some surprises walking up in there. And we're also going to get to see some people that we love if you support any number of the theater houses that we have in Atlanta. Atlanta is all about local. Atlanta is all about live and local. The food that I just finished cutting up here, this stuff right here, this hasn't been on some tanker ship. It hasn't been on a truck. It's been right here in locally in the neighborhood, in the community, and Georgia and all those kind of things, from farmers and things like that. So that's why my blog is about how to support local. Jean Ambrose, how are you? Okay, somebody asked what I was cooking. I'm cooking, I went on a spiral craze today. Went out and bought a gadget, one of those spiraling gadgets that you spiral vegetables. We came home and did a live demonstration with the spiraler, spiralizer. One version of it. This is a manual version of it. There's a crank version, and these things go from $9.99 up until about $199, depending on who you're feeding. Okay, I'm feeding me. And my daughter's pouting because she said, look too healthy. She's like, Mommy, look too healthy, smell too healthy in that kitchen, Jason Hodge. So she's going to probably go get a burger. Hello there, Raul. So I went crazy with the spiraling. We tested out several vegetables. Of course, I did zucchini because zucchini is dinner tonight. I'm going to saute this zucchini. And I hope sauteing is the best version of it. If it's not, we'll figure out what to do with it. I don't think I have to boil it. I think sauteing, I think it's going to do really good. Because zucchini does great in sauteing. So I'm going to saute this. And all the ingredients I have here on the cutting board. As you can see, I've got some basil. I've got some grape tomatoes, bell pepper, garlic, and onion. And it's like just smelling too good up in here. Sorry, didn't know you were back live. That's okay. Girl, I had to go sit down and read that article you sent me about Monique and them leaked emails with Will Packer. We were wondering why she threw Will Packer up on them, why he got in his feelings like real quick. So go and check that out, y'all. This thing, listen, Monique need to forget about a comedy special. She got a full-on docudrama over there, okay? Yes, saute for more complex flavor. Jason Hodge, don't you go nowhere. I don't know what you got to do over there, but right now, I don't know Raul Thomas. Raul, do I know you? What? Yeah! Yes, I do know Raul Thomas. The hell I'm saying? Come on here, baby. Because I know Theater on the Square. Raul Thomas is getting ready to make an announcement about, as I'm talking theater, Raul Thomas, let me hit this button. Don't go nowhere, Raul. Raul Thomas is going to make an announcement, and this is blog breaking. Wait a minute. Hold on. That says tag. Raul has a production coming to Theater in the Square, and here we go. Let me send this invite out there. And you better be Theater in the Square. Don't let my mind play tricks on me. Jarvis Talley, don't you go anywhere. I need your help on here. Periscope, you guys are right next to Facebook if you're wondering what I'm doing. Raul, you have the video. Come on, it says connecting. Yes, baby. Hello, darling. How are you? Wait a minute. Give me some sound. We can't hear you. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, y'all. Are you muted? Oh, wait a minute. It might be me. Hold on. Nope. No, my sound is up. Try again. Can y'all hear him? I can't hear him. Y'all, wait, Raul. Stop right there. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear him? I can't hear. Let me come back. Let me try it one more time. Come back in. Nope, they can't hear you either, Raul. Check your. There you go. There you go. We can hear you now.
You go. How are you, Yolanda? How's it going?
Darling, I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Let me give you a little bit of introduction. Raul has an amazing son who is doing amazing things on the theater stages in Atlanta. Raul, in supporting his son, their family has purchased Theater in the Square, renovated it. It's an amazing space. Are you there? You stepping out? No? Are you down? Are you at the theater?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, we're still at the theater.
Okay.
We're definitely still at the theater. I just wanted to, if I could get the platform, I always try to take advantage of getting the platform. Just saying, one, thank you for being who you are. I love your last visit, your little sneak visit through the theater. It was just amazing. As I was watching you walk in, but I also want to announce that we are doing an amazing work at Marietta's New Theater in the Square, and we're opening it up now February 15th with The Meeting with Malcolm X, Luther King. And it is a play for you not to miss and for the word to get around. I don't know if you're familiar with The Meeting, but The Meeting was a play, the story of Malcolm X when he called Martin Luther King over into Harlem at a hotel on the top floor the day that his house was bombed. Malcolm X invited Martin Luther King over, and he just knew that something was going wrong, and he died a week later as he was assassinated, Malcolm X. And this meeting is an amazing meeting. It's a meeting of truth. And during Black History Month, we are going to do nothing but collaborate and make sure that we are known for having nothing but diverse, and I repeat, diverse work done at Marietta's Theater in the Square. So I know that your platform is one that needs to know about this. Yeah. And that's why when I seen you, I asked for the invite.
Yes. Let me ask you this, because this is something that wasn't clear to me. And I saw the meeting, I know the play has been around for a number of years. And I first saw it when I first saw it was the anniversary, I think the 50th anniversary of the Selma March. I saw it right before I went to Selma. So, I went to Selma with my chest all out, and I'm like, wait, because I'm trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, how did the whole Malcolm X side of this thing get lost? Because what people don't realize is the thing that was going on in Selma, the reason people weren't available to do the original march was because Malcolm X had been assassinated. And see, something that gets lost on us is the actual timeline of all of this stuff. Like we talk about the March on Washington. The March on Washington happened almost immediately after Medgar Evers was assassinated. So a lot of that gets lost. But let me clarify something, because we can't, and sadly, we can't really look this stuff up. So the meeting itself never actually took place because he was assassinated.
It never actually took place.
Okay.
Assassinated.
Right.
So now we know what Martin Luther King was going to talk about, because he told everyone what he was going to talk about, and obviously the bodyguard knew what Malcolm X was getting ready to do. So who told the story was the bodyguard of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King himself of what.
It'll catch up, guys. He's live streaming outside the house there. Hold on. Hopefully it'll come back in. You're freezing up a little bit. There you go. Okay. Okay, stay right there. Don't move. Go ahead.
In this play, you get all three characters. You have all three characters in the play. You have Malcolm X, you have Martin Luther King, as well as the bodyguard. And they tell the story of what they would have talked about in the actual hotel room. It is a dynamic place. Our second time doing it.
Right.
Did it, nobody knew we were on Marietta Square. So the first time we did it on January 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday. But now we got a 2-week run. So with this 2-week run, we're hoping that we have Zion Baptist Church on board. They have a day opening night. We have Pleasant Hill Baptist Church on board. We got Chapel Hill, Turner Chapel Church on board. And we're just calling out for everyone to come out and listen to these powerful words, because these are their true words. Although the meeting really never took place, these are their true words. And we have some phenomenal local actors. And our season is just...
Oh, wait. Stop. You have the leading man, Curran Thompson, in this play, right?
That's correct. I'll show you. Here you go. Take a look at the flyer.
People think I don't know my theater, y'all. I know my theater now, honey. Let me tell you, and those of you who follow me, you've seen Curran Thompson on my live stream. He is an amazing actor. And I'm telling you, because I saw it on his Instagram, I was like, clear my calendar. I am there. I'm there for several nights. Oh, my God.
He's no joke. He's an amazing actor. I mean, we dyed his hair from gray to black because he's all gray now. He was bald for a minute. But I won't say that to too many platforms, but I'll say that on yours. And we have this young man that's playing Malcolm X that looks just like him.
Wait, hold up. They fighting in the comments, because everybody know I always got a +1. So they already fighting in the comments. But I like, first I see my play several times. First I gotta go by myself, because I don't want to have to explain the dynamic to nobody. Then I go back and I start taking people to it. But you said a 2-week, because usually when somebody does the meeting, it's like boom and it's gone. But you're doing a 2-week run of this show?
We're doing a 2-week run. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting February 15th, running all the way to February 25th. The same Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that following week. So, I mean, we got it on the radio. We now got it on Instagram. We have it on Facebook. We have.
What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow?
I'll be at the theater.
Inbox me. Inbox me. We need to talk. I got some radio for you tomorrow.
All right.
I got some radio. Don't let me forget, because I'm going to get all into this cooking in my mind. But I want you to roll with me tomorrow. I've got radio at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
And then,
we can talk about the whole season. Emil has put together an amazing season. It's a whole urban season. We're doing the brother-sister plays, the 3 trilogies to it. And it's just an amazing work that he's putting together.
Okay, stop. Everybody's asking about tickets. Tell them where to go get tickets.
Okay, so you go to tickets and you're going to go to theaterinthesquare.net. That's theater, and I'm going to put it in right now. I'm going to write it in for you. Theaterinthesquare.net.
Okay.
And you can get tickets for the play, and you can get season tickets as cheap as $125 for 5 plays.
What?
That's exactly right. So, I mean, if you go to theaterinthesquare.net, you'll be able to see our whole season. We're doing the brother-sister plays. It's a trilogy. Those are all being directed by Emil. The first one is actually called In the Red and Brown Waters. The second one is called Brother Size. And the third one is called Marcus. And they all take place in Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina. So, again, we're giving back. We're giving back to our community. We want the community to come out and support it. Because if not, y'all gonna say, "Oh, what happened to that brother that had that great play, that playhouse?"
Right. We don't want to. We don't want. The one thing we don't want to do. You're gonna get the meat to go in my spaghetti. Look, she frowning. The one thing we don't want to do is end up in a couple of years driving through Marietta and saying, "Remember the guy on DryerBuzz Street used to own that theater?" We want to support you guys. They're arguing about coming with me on my +1. They're asking for the website. They all typing in the website. Theater in the Square. Wait a minute. What's your question? Can you bring me like a pack of sausage or something? Thank you. She fussing. She going to get wings. She said this is too healthy for her. She going to get wings. But we want to make sure that we support Theater in the Square, because when I did, and this is how you get receipts. I just happened to be out there, and I went by, and I went in, and I think the meeting, the first one y'all had done was there, and I got all excited, and I was like, oh my God, I want to see that. So, I mean, to hear that you're going to have a 2-week run on this thing, let me tell y'all, you do not want to miss this. And what it does, what the meeting does, it brings it all back into perspective, because we're at a time when all we hear, we hear the same thing every Black History Month, and not to knock what the King family has done with the legacy of Dr. King, but, he came off, but and hopefully he'll come back on. But there are other legacies, Malcolm X legacy, Medgar Evers, oh my God, not to mention the women and so forth. But what I love about the meeting is, and Raul, you can come back on and finish up. What I love about the meeting is it puts together, it reimagines, and y'all, I'm sorry, Monique is over there. Y'all, Monique done sent me a message. Monique done sent me a message. It done popped up on the screen because the emails have been leaked. Rashad Ritchie, it said, hey sis. I'm like, wait a minute, we got to get with Monique. But Rashad Ritchie did an article. Okay, back to the meeting. The meeting gives you a conversation that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X had planned to have. Unfortunately, Malcolm X was assassinated. Now, what we lose in our history is the Malcolm X timeline. I need to put this on the charger, y'all. We lose the Malcolm X timeline in all of this. The Selma March. Why wasn't everybody there for the first Selma March when they all got beat down? When they told them, don't do the march, we got to go deal with this other stuff. Well, the other stuff was what had happened to Malcolm X. So there's a dichotomy. Methodology. Some people are kingdom, what they call it, kingdom, something, I'm trying to think. Some people are of the theology of King, some were of the theology of Malcolm X. Not theology, because Malcolm X he was a minister. So hold on, guys, let me fix this. Let me get you guys over here on the charger right quick, because I just got a battery warning. And hopefully I close some of those other apps here. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. I don't want to lose you guys, because we don't want to lose this video. And we want to make sure that we do that. But those of you that are in Atlanta, those of you that are coming to Atlanta, I'm going to get with them, and we're going to talk about it. Let me get you back down here on the food. We're going to make sure you guys go see this play. Now, I was talking about what's going on with the August Wilson readings, and I know Zakia will understand when I said that, because she's from Philly. But to know that the meeting will be taking place in Atlanta on a 2-week run, I already told y'all, this season right here of theater in this city, of live entertainment, of live stage theater and productions in this city, this year is going to be amazing. Sean Smash Jet was my +1, and we went to see Kluke and Vanette, and that was, y'all, okay, wait a minute, Monique done set it off over there on Twitter, so all these tweets are coming. I gotta go see, somebody go look at, Sean, please go check my Twitter. What did Monique say? Yeah, it's going viral over there. Okay, I'm getting all kinds of notes. So we just had Raul came in, and what I love about Raul, his son graduated with a theater degree. Raul went out and bought his son a theater. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And not only that, it's a dinner theater. You can have something great to eat. It's got an amazing location in a historic theater district. It's made the restaurants all around, so you can go to the matinee, then go to a brunch, and there's a great brunch place right across the street from there. Or you can go to dinner, then go to a show. Listen, if you are in Atlanta and you're not going out and enjoying live stage, just like we're gonna get some local food. I didn't turn that pot on, did I? I want to make sure I wasn't burning nothing back there. If you're not, that's what Atlanta's about. I don't care if you're in Atlanta or you got a layover in Atlanta, you visiting Atlanta, you coming to Atlanta. Make sure you get a ticket to something live and local, from being comedy, spoken word, drama, music. There is a stage, if not 2 or 3, in every neighborhood, on every block. There is live entertainment. Even if somebody's standing outside with their own microphone, that's what Atlanta's about. Okay, I'm trying to see Jarvis. Hang around. I need you to tell me when to put this garlic in. Jason, stay around. Those are my real chefs, y'all. I don't know when to put the garlic in. I don't know when to put the basil in. And I don't know if, should I do the best? Y'all gotta help me get this stuff cooked. All right, so I'm just a blogger. I'm not a chef, and I'm not trying to play one. Help me find a stage. Girl, I got you in May, okay? May is nothing, honey. We definitely gonna go to the theater in May. All right, so Raul had to go. He didn't come back on. But Raul jumped on, and he gave us some blog breaking news of the meeting starring Curran Thompson. I don't know that I know the other guys, but we know Curran Thompson. You know Curran because he has appeared on my live stream when we do the language of men. He has done a number of those. That's where we put the camera on men and say, listen, talk to us. And so we got some really wonderful dialogue out there. Okay, it's just a correction. Wait a minute. Let's see. Help me find. Let's see. Hey there, Jason. Let's see. Laughing out loud. I'm no real chef, Jarvis said, but I saute garlic with olive oil first to season the oil, then follow with the green vegetables. We hear all the time about taking the garlic out, or do we leave it in? Let me know, do I leave it in? But here's what we have. My daughter's like, I'm going to get a burger. That's too healthy. This smells so good, guys. And these are just the toppings. This ain't even the meal itself. So I got a little bit of garlic that I just learned how to cut today. Garlic. Got a little bit of basil. Got some grape tomatoes, some bell pepper, and some onion. Because in any soul food or whatever, we always going to throw in some bell pepper and some onion. Bought a spiralizer today. I did a live demo, bought a spiralizer because we want to move from pasta to vegetables. And so there are my spiralized vegetables, which are wilting. I need to get them in. To this, I'm going to add mushrooms. I was going to cut up the mushrooms, but if she still be stubborn and don't bring me my sausage, that's going to be our meat. Let's see. She is giving you the correct Will Packer Twitter. To something else? Let's see. I said the garlic in after. Okay, wait a minute. I add the garlic in after the onions. So go ahead and do the onions first. Let those saute. So why don't I do what you tell me? So do the onions, then the garlic. Come on now. Give me some layers, guys. So onions first in my oil. Then the garlic. Let's see. Love it. Use mine all the time. Awesome. And then so I think the onions and the bell pepper need to go. And then I'll do the tomato, because the tomatoes, the basil, and I'm going to toss in some spinach. It seems like that should go kind of last. Because I don't know what consistency this needs to get to. But with the spiralizer, we played around with what vegetables work best. We also did some squash, which I'm going to do for something else later on, not in this meal. And then we also played around with potato. And as you can see, my potato needs to be freshened up. So this is what we ended up with the potato. As you can see, I can do some au gratin with that. I can do some potato chips. I can do a number of things with that. Onions, peppers, garlic. Rick Harris is jumping in there. Y'all be talking about these men can't cook. Here I am, and all these men... See, y'all be deceiving women, talking about ain't no good men out there. Rick Harris jumping in there, Jason. No, don't put the peppers in with the onions. Okay, so we're going to do the onions first. Wait a minute, he says onions, then peppers, then garlic. Y'all look like y'all agree on that. Somebody says onions, salt, garlic. Okay, Jason says onions, salt, garlic. All right, so let's get our pan. And I turned off my lemon over here. I got enough tomatoes. I got my onions, something else, spinach. I got some spinach. I'm going to put in some spinach. All right. I definitely want to, because you know, no matter how much spinach you put in, the spinach just ends up. Okay, wait a minute. I'll just sit that there. It's a lot of food, y'all. Let me tell y'all. No, don't put the peppers in with the onions. Okay. When we first started out 2 years ago watching Jason prep food, and people used to call it a marathon video. Now I get it. When I finished spiralizing these vegetables, I had to go sit down. I was exhausted, and I'm still tired because I was out all night. So now you guys are saying oil. Let's look at my oil choices. Hopefully it is approved on the oil. Let me see here. I've got kosher salt, which is another Jason influence. And then I've got some olive oil. I've got some pure olive oil. And then, of course, salt and pepper. I think I'm not even going to grab any of all that seasoning because this is a lot of flavor going on right here. Unless, now I love to throw in some smoked paprika. Bring me live. Okay, come on. There you go. Hold on. Let me get Jason on here. There we go. This is an awesome video today, guys. We got some great people jumping on here. 2 chefs. All right. There you go. It's adding Jason. So help me out, Jason. And of course, I'm going to do at the end, toss in my herb butter, which I'm going to put my butter back in the refrigerator.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm going to put my butter back in the refrigerator there. Because it's getting kind of soft while we're on this video. All right. Let's see. Can't go wrong with olive oil. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So when you start out with your oil, okay, you heat your pan, put your oil and all that. Throw in your onions. Okay. Let the onions saute. Salt the onions after you put them in there because what the salt is going to do is going to draw out that extra moisture. And then it'll help your onions to develop the complex flavors quicker. Okay. Because you want those sugars, the sulfurs, what you're going to do is you're going to end up breaking the sulfur bond inside of the onion that is capturing the sugar. So, hey, Sean, how you doing? So what happens is that when that breaks, then the onions start to become sweet and they lose that intense onion flavor. Right. Okay, so the onions, the salt, then you put the garlic because now your garlic is going to interact with 2 properties. You've got the steam from the onions that are going off, and you've got the oil. So the oil-soluble flavors from the garlic are going to infuse your oil with flavor, and then all of the water-soluble flavors are going to, season the rest of the dish. Then you can start putting in your peppers and your tomatoes, more of your liquid-bearing, fruits and stuff like that. What ends up happening when you do it that way is you get a flavor profile that would take you hours and hours to develop. You can do it in a matter of minutes.
In minutes. Okay. Look like it's going to be minutes. Let me turn this down some. I don't want to be setting off my smoke alarm. And we want to try and cook it slow. All right, so you said do my onions.
No, you don't have to cook the onions slow. When you got them in there, you want that heat to hit them, sear them up, cause them to start to... And then salt them. Salt them now. Get that salt, pinch that salt over them.
Is that too much salt?
Not even close.
Okay. And see, I know you when you cook, you have much more ingredients than I'm. Should I use more onion? I don't need more onion because I got to fill this pan up.
I use a whole onion, you know.
Okay. I probably should have.
Don't worry.
All right, but I got so many vegetables got to go in this pan. All right, so I'm gonna just let that. Now, can I put in the garlic or let it go a little more?
No. Let it sit on that heat, because what's gonna happen is when the onions go translucent, that's when you know that those sugars are developed.
Okay.
And it's ready to take on more flavor. So
all right.
This is where it becomes that labor of love. Hey Taylor, how's it going?
Hey Taylor, Zakia says flavor profile. You're going to have us sounding like coaching pros, cooking pros. Hey guys, those of you that are on Periscope, right next to you is my Facebook Live. D. Jason Hodge, Periscope. You know Jason Hodge very well. He is going live with us over here on Facebook, answering some questions. And I am back in the kitchen after a couple of years out. Trying to do this thing, okay? So I'm waiting on my onions to go translucent, you say, and then I'm gonna put in the garlic. All right.
Yeah, and then and real quick, just for everybody else who's watching, there really is no wrong way to cook. It just comes down to this: what do you want your end result to be? That's gonna tell you if the steps that you're taking are right or wrong.
Right.
It may be the right step for the wrong outcome. You know, vice versa. So if you want it to be intense with flavor so that everything is just popping, then that's when you use oil, you use searing methods, you salt at different points, and then you add your seasonings in layer. I call it time and temperature. So depending on the time when you add it and the temperature that you added it, it's going to pull out different properties from the items that you're working with.
Do I look like I'm doing something though?
You look like you're knocking it out of the park.
I look like, okay, that's what I want. At least it looked like it. And believe it or not, y'all, this all started, this journey that we're on as a family started, and I love to say these stories because people always question as to whether or not to be on social media. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm on the east of the East Coast. Jason is way on the west of the West Coast in Washington State. And watching him cook, I think the first night, and even the reason I can say this word is from, he and his wife one night were up late making some chapadas. Okay? And I'm always fascinated with the culture of breads and what breads mean to each and all of our cultures. So I started following Jason, and then I started watching him. Jason would go in. First of all, they were homeschooling, right, Jason? And so then Jason would go in, and he would make lunch. And then, now mind you, his making lunch was like knocking out this right here in minutes, right? And you see me, I had to go sit down and rest a bit. Just watching Jason clean the vegetables, I'm like, what time they gonna eat? But he would make these frittatas. My daughter is a frittata expert now, okay? My other daughter, she makes his frittatas. My other daughter, anytime she hears us say the word Jason, she like, I'm just gonna go get a burger. Cause she already know. And she just left out, I'm going to get some wings. Cause she already know we're gonna be nice and healthy with it. But yet, we've been, just from following Jason, we have been 2 years, I think, off a kid. Here's the blessing of it was, after watching Jason, I'm just going to bring these over and stir them up for you guys. Watching Jason cook on Periscope.
How high do you have that heat? Put it on a high.
Bring it up some more?
Yeah, bring it up. You're babying it.
Okay, I don't want it too much because I'll get to talking and we have a fire going on over there. But
I'll keep you informed.
I was so thankful to Jason because with a lot of the things that we decided to try, he challenged us about 2 years ago, I think, to do a fresh.
It was 2015.
Oh wow! He challenged us to do a fresh Thanksgiving and to not have some cans and things like that. We did hashtag can scan. We started an entire cranberry war with those that like canned cranberry, the fresh cranberries. Right. This war went all over the nation. Talk about going viral. But what I was thankful with Jason was that was the first year in a very long time that myself and my daughters, which I have 3 of them, all of us was in the kitchen together. And the only reason they was in the kitchen because they were trying to make sure I kept it simple and not took it over the top. But we were each in there preparing a dish. And so he brought our family back together. He brought us all in the kitchen together. So now for 2 years, we have gotten away from eating canned food. My freezer is empty. There's no frozen food in there. We are shopping fresh, as you can see, and saving money. And I mean, we feel better. It's
Say that last part again, right there, Yolanda, because a lot of people don't believe that doing it the healthy way. Okay, that's going good. Okay, so now at this point, you can add the garlic.
Okay, so I got my garlic, and I don't even know how much garlic I'm using. I just took 2 cloves, I guess is what you call it, and I cut those up. I had to YouTube how to get the skin off the garlic. Nobody ever told me how to get the skin off the garlic. All right, so now put the garlic in there. Just put it back to the plate.
And then go and stir that around. And that's just going to be a little bit of time. It's not even going to be a minute because now you're just flavoring the oil.
It smells so good.
Eating that garlic. Doesn't it smell good?
Oh,
Isn't that a big difference between if you were to add the garlic to when it's just liquidy? You get a totally different flavor, a totally different aroma. People come into your house and saying, "Oh my goodness, what's going on here?"
I know. I cooked the other day, and I went to go pick up my daughter, and she got in the car, and she was like this, "What you cook?"
Yep. And then if you want to get the onion and the garlic smell off your hands, then immediately you rinse them under some cold water with a stainless steel, either the knife or a spoon or something like that. You rinse it under the water, and you just rub your fingers all over that stainless steel. It will attract the sulfur, the aroma into the spoon or into the knife off of your hands. But you got to do it pretty quick so that it doesn't go down deep into your pores.
Rinse my hand with a spoon in my hand, and it'll go from my hand to the spoon.
You're rubbing your spoon under the water in the hand. It'll take off the compounds that end up on your skin. It'll put it onto the spoon, and then you don't have any smell.
Okay, yeah, Rose, I got that. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, now you can start putting in your peppers and all the other stuff.
All right, so now we're going to go with my bell pepper in there. I put my basil.
Now, if you want to soften your bell peppers, because the tomatoes are going to soften up.
Okay, the tomatoes can go last.
Bell peppers first.
But when am I putting this in?
Don't put that in yet.
Okay, because basically that's just going to temper to the sauce, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even I'm going to tell you how you want to do that. If you want to again pop that flavor again. Okay, so get your bell peppers, softened up, saute that, and then you can add all the rest of your ingredients. Now, you could do it like this, and so it depends on how involved you want this to go. You can either take the zucchini and all that, and I get another skillet, put that oil in there, and then hit that with the oil, hot oil, toss that around like you would pasta, and then at the end, take it up and put it into your sauce that's already made, and then serve immediately.
Okay, so do this just as a sauce, and then do this, and then fold it all into that. I can do that.
When you're working with pasta, you will cook the pasta down, and then when it's al dente, you take it out of the water and you put it into the sauce, and you toss it around, and then plate it.
Should I put mushrooms in here?
If you're doing sauce, you can do the mushrooms in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do the mushrooms in there.
I'll do the mushrooms with that. I don't want to do too much because I got a lot of pasta.
And so you're going to have to let the mushrooms cook down a little bit more because they have a lot of liquid in them.
Right. So that liquid's going to come out in there. Okay.
Yep.
So, now what am I doing with this? You said I can do this separate.
Okay, you're not going to do that yet, though, because that's going to be really quick.
All right. So basically what we get ready to do in this pot is just making the sauce. All right, so...
And because you're frying the sauce down, you're going to get flavors that you would never get out of sauce if you were to just simmer it and boil it.
So the only thing I'm left with for the sauce-wise is my tomato and my basil.
Yep.
Y'all, I'm sitting over here with some tomato and some basil. Did y'all hear a sister over here rocking the tomato and the basil?
And the basil.
The Italians going to be mad at me. All right. My God, this smells so good. If I had a hoagie, you know what I need for this right here? I need a hoagie.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh my God! I got your message, Rose.
I'm gonna give you a twist of this. Okay, you're gonna do your tomatoes in the sauce. Reserve the basil, because the basil you're gonna throw that into the oil just before you put the zucchini and all that in there.
So my basil is gonna go with my zucchini in another pot. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is.
Yeah, this is going to make this better than restaurant quality. And I'm talking about high-end restaurant, not the run-of-the-mill.
So basically, that's pretty much that. I can go ahead and add. Now, I'm not using a can. I am using a jar of sauce. But this is local. It's not manufactured. This is a local sauce.
Okay.
I didn't do the tomatoes from scratch because I was just going to do these tomatoes.
Okay, and see, that's what I thought your sauce was going to be. Those tomatoes, breaking them down into a sauce.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because if you throw those tomatoes in there, if you have enough of them, as they cook down, they're going to make your sauce.
I have some more.
Okay.
So go ahead and use these. Mm-hmm. Do I need to turn this down?
At the point, you've got peppers in there. So here's the beautiful thing about having water-bearing fruits and things like that. Is that temperature, even though you have it cranked up really high, it can only go up to that boiling temperature until all the liquid is boiled out. Then you start burning. Okay, well, let's go back to the part where you think I have enough confidence to turn these tomatoes into sauce. So you have a tomato masher or a potato masher?
Somewhere around here.
Okay, yep. Then you're good.
So am I going to just saute these in there or what?
Yeah, what you're going to do is after the, you want the mushrooms to be meaty, right? Real meaty and have a good chew to them, right?
Right.
Okay, so you're going to let the liquid in the mushrooms pretty much dissolve all the way. And you're going to let all of the other liquid dissolve, and that's going to give you your nice, tasty, meaty components to this dish. If you don't let it go that far, what ends up happening is that you have just stuff that tastes like mushy vegetables. So the minute that you extract all that liquid, and then you let it start to dry down, and then it begins to fry, then you start adding your more liquid ingredients like your tomatoes, because now the tomato is going to interact with the oil first, which is going to give it that complex flavor of that fried tomato, and then it's going to release its juices, which is going to lend to making the sauce. Then when you follow up with the masher is now going to break down the bits. So now you have a sauce. And then you work with the zucchini in the oil with the basil, a little bit of salt, toss it around, and then incorporate it into the sauce.
Okay.
Plate it, you're good.
All right, so these tomatoes are ready to go in here?
Yep, ready to go.
Uh-oh. We might have some homemade sauce, y'all.
I taught my kids in my program how to make their own ketchup. And we used fresh tomatoes. We put a spin to it, though. We used some orange tomatoes, which is really good. Yep. So now, and see, I would put I like a little bit more oil, so I would put a little bit more oil than that. Everybody has their own preference, but I would like the oil to get in there and touch that pot, I'm a little more heavy-handed with the oil.
I can see that. Okay, I got you. Yeah, because as soon as I did that, and then plus I have my herb butter.
Yeah.
Which is going to interact with that oil, right? And give me,
nice.
I might need to do a little bit more salt on here than I did those tomatoes, though. So I'm going to do a little more salt.
And here's how you want to do the salt. I like to have like a salt container, and that way I can see the amount that I'm putting in. I usually use about maybe a couple of teaspoons of the salt in the dish, depending.
Oh my God, Jason, this looks divine right here in and of itself.
See?
Do I need? How's my oil?
So let that continue to heat so it can start to break down more. Yeah, that's good. And then so it's gonna start to boil off some of that moisture. And what you want to do is you're waiting for the aroma to shift. The aroma on your tomatoes is going to shift, and it's going to go from that raw smell to that like, ooh, wait a minute, something just happened here. That's when you know you want to go in there and start mashing.
Okay, now you know I ain't got a whole bunch of pots, so I'm going to switch it over. I can switch it over, Kenna. Because I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to do my zucchini in this pot. So I want oil and everything's going in there. I know this, and this pot is now seasoned, right? With all those
flavors. Next time you want it, when you transfer like that, what you want to do is make
sure that pot is hot.
Transferring it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure it's hot. There you go.
Make sure the pot is hot before I do that. So I'll turn it up, get that going again. All right. Because I know I need that one for my zucchini. All right. Yeah, because I did. I just lost all that good temperature on there. It's coming quickly, though. But, hey, yep, it's coming right on back. And it's marinating. So I'm going to go a little bit more on the basil, y'all.
Don't overdo your basil, though.
No, that's enough.
Don't overpower, because it'll take it from being very nice and just the nuance to being medicinal.
All right. So don't want to be medicinal.
Don't want to be medicinal.
Let's read some of these comments. Philip D. Patterson, I like that. You can cook for me. Rose, I did see that message. I'm going to grab it in a second. Unfortunately, both my devices are live streaming. Periscope, you guys are hanging out. Jason has jumped over here on our live with us. Jarvis is out there too. Let me see. All my guys are on here helping us cook. All right, so basically all of this started from buying a gadget, and now we're cooking a home healthy meal.
Okay, so where'd you get that gadget at, Yolanda?
Target. I got this at Target.
To get some of those for my students.
I'm putting this jar of sauce over here somewhere. Because he done got me off the can. Now he about to get us out of the jar, y'all.
Out the jar. There you go.
But
I'm not totally jar averse, but you know, when you're doing something like what you're doing right here, you don't want to mess up your flavor with somebody else's stuff.
Right, because that's gonna change the whole thing. So here's the packaging for the spiralizer. They have a single one which just give you just the one blade, but this one had 3 blades, and it gave me the ribbon cutter, the ribbon, fettuccine, and spaghetti cutter. And it just pops loose into 3. All your blades just pop loose, just like the little thing, and so you end up with the funnel, and you can just swap out the blades as you want.
Okay. How much was that?
This one was about $24.25.
Okay.
The one with just the one blade was about $20.
Okay.
And then they had, other versions that went as low as $9.99, and then the NutriBullet has one that was like $199. So it just depends. But something like this, what we're trying to do is entice ourselves to, or inspire us to have more vegetables. If you can get creative with it, and I think, remember, for those that are trying to go vegan or whatever, people who feel like they have to kind of trick themselves. I feel like these kind of ways you can add more vegetables without. Oh, and don't forget I got spinach over here too.
Yeah, check your sauce, Yolanda. Check your sauce real quick.
Oh my God, y'all.
Look at that. See that? See those juices releasing?
Ooh, who knew? I was about to go with some jars of sauce, and there go my sauce. Right? Jason was like, "You gonna do all them vegetables, then you gonna pour somebody else's flavor all up on there." All right, so. Am I just gonna let this continue?
Let it continue, and now at this point, get your potato masher or a fork, either one.
Because they are breaking down, so I mean.
But you want to help it because you don't want it to evaporate before it breaks down. So
I don't even think I need the potato masher because it's.
There you go. Okay, and then now you're gonna reduce your heat to a very low because you don't want it to evaporate anymore. You want it to just now continue to warm through so that those flavors can be pulled out.
All right, so we're going to go not low, but just right around low?
Yeah. And then also taste it to see if it
I need some salt.
Any more. Yeah, it may need some salt. It may need some other seasonings because I see that you were seasoning, kind of low on your seasonings.
Yeah, I didn't use it because I was going to use the jar there.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, y'all. I'm telling you. Hold on.
And you know you got to get some dill weed up in there, Yolanda.
I got to get some what?
You got to get some dill weed.
That's what I said I needed at the store. And the lady told me, but y'all, I just touched my tongue with this.
Look at that. Chunky sauce. Look at that.
I just touched my tongue with this. And I'm like, oh, my God.
It was glorious, wasn't it? Yeah. Look at that. And you see how the onions, they're nice and soft? You see that? And how all those flavors just melded together?
But wait till I put that basil in there.
Wait until you do that.
Jason.
Yeah. I know.
That is to die for.
I know.
Y'all don't understand what's over here with this homemade. I just got some homemade sauce.
And see how simple that was, though. See how simple that was. A few steps.
But Jason, you're going to have people want to come to my house for dinner. I don't invite nobody over.
I got to come over for dinner. Yeah, that looks good.
Can y'all see that?
The colors, look, yeah. Yep. That's how it's done.
Okay, and you said just let that simmer. Let me put a top
just let it simmer. Low heat, very low heat.
All right.
You can cover. There you go. Yeah, cover it to keep all the rest of that moisture in there.
Keep my moisture in.
Now it's gonna just roll around.
Okay. What I do with my oil?
You're gonna heat up your other skillet.
Hold on, I can get my other skillet going. All right. So, and you said make sure that's hot.
You know what I would do instead of cayenne, Rick? You know, if you want to pop that flavor more, I would do chipotle. Chipotle in the sauce as opposed to cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper gives it the heat.
Explain chipotle to us.
Okay. Chipotle is smoked jalapeno peppers. And if it's chipotle powder, then it's ground up smoked jalapeno peppers. It's usually smoked after they are ripe, so they're red instead of green.
Okay, I think I have I have a little bit of some chipotle roasted garlic. No, yes?
Throw that in the sauce.
Oh,
it's gonna change your world. Yeah, that's the move right there. That's the move right there. And so it's going to give you that smokiness, Yolanda. And so with the mushrooms added, you're going to have that texture, right? So it's going to be good mouthfeel, plus the smokiness of the chipotle. And then you got another hit of dried garlic. So it's going to give a whole new dimension to that flavor profile.
Somebody going to be mad because I didn't make like a lot of it. I really was just, demonstrating. But it's so good. I'm already mad because I know I'm going to eat it and I'm not going to have like leftovers.
Make sure that you save at least a spoonful for your daughter who went out to get some wings.
She just walked in the house, and the mere fact that she didn't say anything, I know when she opened that door and that whiff, you see she quietly, she talked a lot of game when she left out. But when she opened that door coming back in, she didn't have nothing to say like...
Yeah, come on, Cletus.
Look. She just set the bag. She just set the bag down and kept it moving because she already know. And see, look, she don't. See, that's how I know because otherwise she would have had something to say. She ain't have nothing to say. In fact, she opened the door. She stood right there for a little bit, like.
She had taken that aroma. That's right.
Okay. All right. One more time. Look at the sauce, guys. We're letting the sauce get a nice little simmer on there. Homemade sauce. Who knew that we were well on our way to homemade sauce? Okay, skillet going here. I'm going to put in my oil.
Okay, so the rule is hot pan, cold oil, food doesn't stick.
Oh. You said kind of a little bit more heavy-handed on my oil. All right, so my oil is in. And then what am I going to do? I'm just going to put...
Okay, so now I like to let the oil heat until it dances. Dance means that when you turn it to the side, you see it kind of like almost bead up and like, it's like somebody takes streaks of oil and goes down your pot, your pan.
Okay.
So I know at that point it's ready. And then when I throw the thing in, I get that sizzle.
Get that sizzle right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want to do your basil first. Because the basil, you're going to extract now the oils from the basil. It's going to season your oil.
All right, so the basil's going in. We're going to flavor the oil.
Flavor the oil.
All right. Yeah. Look at that, y'all. We done graduated from a jar of sauce. Look, wait a minute. Look at this sauce. Hold on. Let's just compare, okay? Which one do you want to eat? What was I thinking, Jason?
I don't know.
Okay, I done graduated. Okay, so we got our own sauce there. Ooh, honey. And then we got our basil over here flavoring the oil.
Yes.
Of which the last thing we have to do is just put this in.
Put that in, and you're going to toss it around. Remember, salt that basil also.
Okay.
There's salt in there, so as you're tossing it, it can coat the squash.
Okay. All right. So, and then go ahead and get that simmering in that oil. Man, y'all don't understand. And there's a little bit of remnants in here from the sauce.
Yep. And so then those remnants are frying down too, which is adding another level of complexity. And I was hoping that you wouldn't wipe out your pan when you switched it, because I was like, if Yolanda just gets a little bit of that sauce in there with that oil, it's going to fry, and then it's going to give another layer of sweetness. But different kind of sweetness.
And you said that. And see, that's another thing I think we missed is that sweetness that's there. There is a real natural sweetness to that sauce. Oh my God! Thank you so much for the hearts over there on Periscope, y'all. This is our Tuesday. This is what we're gonna do on Tuesday. Now I've been watching you guys cook, and I know people say it ends up being a marathon video, but don't think that. Well, we don't want you to think that you can't come home from a day's work and do this, because somebody mentioned earlier on the video, do some prep at other times. And then that way, instead of coming home like I used to do, popping up with those cans, taking out something out of the freezer, you then could go, like, say, for instance, if I prep this, like this, I'm not even having this today. We're going to do this one. Now we know how to make sauce the next day. So, so there's some prep time in there. Just like you're going to go to the store and get all those cans and all those jars and all that frozen stuff. Take some time, spend a day. Bring in other family members. Get somebody to help clean up the kitchen after you do all of this. And then that way when you do come home, you run in and you're making this fresh stuff. Okay, so here we have our basil. Oh my God. Again, it smells so good. All right,
so then pop it back to the heat now. Okay. You don't want to put it in with it not being on the heat because you don't want the heat to drop so much.
Right.
Now, take your squash and put it in there. Whole thing, boom. Just dump it all out into it.
You guys hear the sizzle? And this is the core that comes out of that. That's a spiral. All right.
Okay, so now as it's sizzling, you want to turn it so that you now start to touch.
Oh wait, I got a new gadget.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, so turn it and keep on turning to get all of those sides coated. Because what you don't want it to do, you don't want it to start steaming your zucchini. You want it to hit the outside, sear it, and then keep on going and keep that heat. So I hope it's at a high heat. Get it at the highest heat that it can go.
Let me go up some more on the heat. All right.
Okay. Yeah. And so you're turning it just like how you would in a stir fry. So it's not sitting any long time on one side to start cooking that side while the other side is raw.
Gotcha. And that basil, oh my God, that smells so good. So getting it all coated in this oil. Got a nice sizzle on it. There's another core. Ooh, honey.
Okay, you might want to taste one of them and make sure that you have the right level of salt.
Need some salt.
Because what you don't want it to do, you don't want it to take so much away from your sauce that your sauce kind of, loses itself because it's now trying to season your zucchini.
Right.
But you don't want the zucchini to be so overpowered with salt or other seasonings that you miss the flavor of your sauce. So it's a dance.
And then too, because it has that basil.
And flavor, you know. And when you start working with different basils, you've got your Thai basil, you've got your purple basil, you've got your Tulsi basil, which I think that's they call it holy basil, right? There's a lot of different kind of Genovese. Nice, yeah, looks good. Looks really good.
All right.
Yeah, and so each basil gives a different kind of flavor to it. There's like I think over a couple of hundred or so varieties of basil that you can work with.
What?
Oh, yeah. Same thing with mint. You know, I mean, like, when you dive into the food world, you find that, oh, wait a minute, we've just been using a very small spectrum.
Right.
We had gone to an Indian restaurant. It was one of our favorites out here in Seattle, up in Seattle. And I remember the owner at the time, Raj was his name. We were sitting there looking at the menu, and he says, well, Jason, you know, we just have on this menu, and they had a lot of stuff on the menu. He says, we have like less than 0.1% of all the foods that are offered in India on this menu right here.
Whoa.
And I'm thinking like, wow. And he says, so he tries to bring in new flavors so that, you know, to see if people like it enough for him to put it on the menu as a regular. So he'll highlight new dishes every day. So here it is with the basils. There's a lot of different kind of basils, a lot of different kinds. There's even different kinds of vanillas and stuff like that, you know.
Right. I saw something the other day about vanilla. I'm just trying to clean up. I hate for my food to get done and then I still have to kind of do the kitchen. So I'm running some dishwater because I did make a mess, and I'm gonna kind of get some of this stuff out the way here.
Before it starts to overcook on that.
I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper to this as well.
Okay, you know we gotta get you out of the can pepper. We gotta get your fresh brown pepper.
Now there's a lot of liquid coming out of this as well.
That's because it sat too long on one side. So you gotta
okay. So keep turning.
Yeah, keep turning because what'll happen if not, then you start releasing all your liquids, all the juices.
Okay.
Instead of just searing them in. Okay, and now at this point, if you want them to stay, to stay with that juice, that bite, you can now incorporate them into your sauce.
Hold on. So now I can put them in the sauce, you said?
Yep. And reserve the liquid that's coming off of them. Okay. Don't put that into the sauce. Just put the zucchini into the sauce.
Just put some of the zucchini in the sauce. Oh my God. Look at that. Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all.
Yep. And then you do a few quick tosses, and then you plate it, and you're ready to go.
You said reserve the liquid.
Yeah. Because you don't want to water out your sauce, you know? You don't want to water it down.
Right,
so the liquid that came off your zucchini would water it down and change the flavor. Won't make it bad, it's just that it will dilute it. You want nice, intense flavor. Very good.
Somebody gonna be mad because I didn't make a lot. And they're gonna be trying to pack a lunch and I'm gonna be like, oh no, that's staying here, baby. There you go, guys. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's it. And the flavor, OMG. Let me turn that off.
And now that liquid that you have over there, what you could do, and this is what I like to do with those kind of liquids.
Wait a minute, say that again?
The liquid that you have in that pan right there. What I like to do with liquids like that is I'll have to pour them off into a jar. And then over time, that liquid builds up and you've got your own vegetable stock right there.
You think I'm not old school? You think I ain't old school? You think I ain't got a jar around?
There you go. And now here's a beautiful thing. The oil that's going to rise to the top of that, that oil will solidify. Well, you can take that oil, scoop it off, and when you're ready to cook some other things, you scoop that oil off and you use that in the cooking, as a cooking oil.
Yes.
And now you've got the complex flavors of your dish before being parted, infused in that new dish.
Y'all.
Nothing ever goes to waste.
Hold on. my God.
I know.
Wait a minute, Switch said, I think Jason has a new evergreen. Oh my God. Y'all.
So this is the type of stuff that I teach my kids to do in my culinary and media mentorship program.
And I see what you're saying. Like, there's no wrong way. But yeah, I could have stopped just a little bit sooner on my zucchini. And had just a little bit more bite to it. Because when you think about it, what I don't eat today, it's going to still, if there's any left over. Because what I now have to do, and what I think I'm going to do with this pot, because I do have some meat eaters in the house, what I am going to do for them is what my daughter threw up here on the counter was some sausages. So I'm going to throw the sausages in that pot there.
Okay, so now, question.
Yes.
Now, are you going to take the sausages out of their casing, or are you going to keep them whole?
I'm just going to slice these up. I ain't gonna get real special with them.
Okay. All right, so then, if you're going to slice them up, I would also throw those into some oil.
So put a what is it? So I have the remnants of the basil in there. Do I need more oil on that?
Yep, so I put a little oil in that, and then I slice those on the diagonal for presentation. And then that cooking liquid will go in at the very end of that. And
I almost want to put a little bit more chipotle in this.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. I got a couple more sprigs in there. Because like you said, I feel like a little bit of heat to that. So I'm going to just leave that like that presentation-wise. So I can get a couple pictures and put that top on and let that sweat a little bit more. Or not. Pull that off the heat. Let me get these sausages chopped up right quick, and we'll go there with that.
Cut them on the diagonal.
On the diagonal. Cut them on the diagonal.
On the diagonal.
Presentation-wise.
Presentation. Got to get that presentation if you're going to do it. No. Diagonal, you can cut it,
this way.
Not diagonal where you are cutting it, I guess it's 6 1/2 dozen of the other, but make them longer pieces. No, not the length. No, you were right. I was just saying that instead of you turning your knife, that you can turn your angle on the board so you're still cutting straight down.
Wait a minute. Oh, like this?
Yeah.
There you go. I'm learning.
And get it bigger chunks, because if you have it, small like that, it doesn't look like it's diagonal.
Okay, got it. Like that.
Bigger chunks. Yeah.
Bigger chunks.
And make the diagonal angle deeper.
We're getting there, y'all. See, this is what Feed a Blogger is supposed to be. This is what Feed a Blogger is supposed to be. All right. So nice big chunks, big diagonals of sausage.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
Yes. And I'm going to toss that in there. And then those who said, we want some meat, they got some sausage. And then they're going to be like, well, who made the sauce? We're like, honey, that is homemade sauce. I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't no jars up here. I might take that. I might take that $4 jar back and get my money back. All right. So, and then, of course, we started reserving our oil. That's going to flavor something really good right there.
Oh, yeah.
I actually could have put that back in for the sausage, couldn't I?
You could have.
But then I want to save it. I just put some fresh oil in there. All right, so you said make sure my oil is hot so I can get that sizzle. So put that back. Man!
Yeah,
my spinach! I forgot my spinach!
No. Here's what you do with the spinach. Okay, all is not lost.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is when you hit the sausage with the, oil and all that, and it starts to crisp up, when it's at the texture that you like it, throw the spinach in, a few seconds, toss it around, and then you plate it.
Get out of here. All right, y'all. Sausage is going in.
Look at that sizzle. Yep.
All right, let's get some of this stuff in the sink here. Get everything off. Get ready to wash up. This I've got to reserve. I've got to reserve that. This is all going back in.
Around to get the oil coated on all sides of this. What other seasonings are you working with there? Do you have any mint there?
Have any what?
Mint?
No, the only fresh herb I bought was the basil. We talked about the mint on the video. So what I have available, they had mint, they had thyme, and something else. But of course, and then they have like dried, a bunch more dried.
Yeah.
But as far as fresh, that's what they have.
With sauce.
Because remember, it was all local stuff, so. All right, so we got our sausages, and I'm going to let that brown just a little bit more. And you said just drop my spinach right on top of there. Let that wilt down, and then toss that in.
Garlic, I would say throw some garlic in there at a certain point, just before you put the spinach in.
Okay.
You know.
I'm going to rinse off some of this spinach right quick. Roughly how much spinach? Pretty much all the spinach, or as much as it can stand, or?
It depends on how much you want, because it's going to cook down to like probably
to nothing anyway, right?
Yeah, it's going to cook down to a quarter or less of what you put in there.
What is the Kia Ringo? Because you know she's going to try it. All right, we won't do too much, because like I said, I know it's going to cook down to nothing. I want to save some for my juice there. All right, just going to rinse some of that off real quick. Got my dishwater going because I got to have a clean kitchen. I hate ending up at the end of my cooking and have to clean it. And I am wearing the wrong sleeves to be running around in the kitchen. I'll tell you that much. Twice I've almost taken this pot with me. Now, I like to have a little bit of bruising on my sausage, if that's a word.
Where it gets that charred?
Charred, is that the word? And not only that, guys, this is browning in a basil oil. In a pan that had basil and, what was it? Yeah.
Yeah, the basil, you had the zucchini.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, so one more top. Where's my other top?
Go drink some water.
All right. One more top. So don't put that spinach on there. Let's just put it down. So go ahead and put that spinach on top of that. Hold on.
And you're going to make sure that you toss the spinach around. Toss the spinach around in that oil. And you're not even going to really need a top for it because...
No.
Are you plating right now?
Huh?
Are you plating right now?
I'm hungry right now.
So you don't need a top. Because you don't want, at this point, you don't want to lose those nice crispy edges on the sausage. So if you put the top on there, then you start to sweat that out, and then,
okay, so leave it off? Leave the top off?
Yeah.
Just let that go down? Okay.
Yeah, stir it down. Don't wait for it to go down. Stir it down, and then you don't end up with excess liquid.
You said turn it down?
Stir your spinach.
Stir it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
You can see I've gotten obsessed with the cleaning part. Y'all have no idea how good it smells up in here. Oh my God, just the freshness of it. Look at that spinach. Oh my God. Okay.
So it's good to go. Now, anything after this point is just, wherever your preference lies. So if you want the spinach a little more wilted, then you keep it on. If not, you can plate right now and you're good to go.
Periscope Cuddy says, I'm coming to dinner. But think about it, y'all. Tomorrow we're going to be doing another squash. Today we're doing a little bit of zucchini.
Is that lemon in that jar, Yolanda?
Here?
Yeah.
Jason, I am off Kool-Aid. I am now drinking lemon ginger water.
That's beautiful.
And I have...
Take one of those pieces of lemon and squeeze it over that spinach real quick.
Well, I have a fresh batch of lemon water right here. We did this earlier.
Yeah, it's not the lemon water. I just want some of that lemon juice.
That lemon juice.
When you hit the spinach with the lemon juice or orange or whatever, then it makes the yeah, that's good. Yep, you're good. All right, so toss that around and then you're good to go.
It smells so good.
Yeah, that lemon, what it does, if you have lemon or lime, it brightens the flavor.
See, that's why you can't be cooking with Jason, because if I had a can over there, he would have saw it. Jason, what is it? Someone just said, am I serious about booking you? Oh, my God, look at that. Okay, so now, I smell it all the way in Alaska. All right, so we're ready. We're ready. Okay, so that's as far as I want to go on my spinach. We didn't need the top for that. Wait a minute. I only did 1 pack of sausage. Okay, 1 pack of sausage is enough. All right. I forgot I had another pack of sausage over here. I got excited. Okay.
Okay, so now it's just plated.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay, stove is off. Let's get us a plating thing together here. We didn't need that. That goes back. We didn't need the knife there. That goes there. All these older vegetables. I'm going to pull that off so my spinach will reserve. And then I'm going to grab a plate. I'm going to wash up some dishes. That's going to go there. This needs to go in the fridge. This needs to go in the fridge. This needs to go in the fridge. I got vegetables I played around with. That's going to go there. And that's going to go there. All right. Let's get some plating done, guys. We didn't even use our other little new strainer, our other gadget. Hopefully that fits in the drawer there. This I'm going to drop back into the vegetable bin.
Nice.
I won't even tell you that I also have some fresh asparagus in there.
Ooh.
So we're going to do asparagus with the squash tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing.
And do you want asparagus in a cream sauce, like a vegan cream sauce, or you want, how are you going to do your asparagus?
How should I? I like that cream sauce. Ooh.
That cream sauce will be really good.
With the squash?
Cashews.
Ooh. We ain't supposed to be cooking tomorrow. Lord have mercy. Okay, Jason's gonna write us an ebook tonight. All right, let's wipe our counter down. Let's get us a plate.
7 recipes for when you're going natural.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And then start preserving your own broth, your own vegetable oil. Fusion. That's what I want to talk about too.
Yep.
Like my lemon ginger water over there. All right. And then I only use half. So I'll save this for tomorrow to go with the other dish that we have. All of this inspired by a new gadget. And think about that, guys. One new gadget, and we have a whole healthy, fresh meal. One new gadget, bunch of vegetables. All right, let's get a plate. Let's get a plate. Okay. So now comes the plating. What do I do?
Okay. So now you're just going to take just like how you would plate pasta, take the zucchini, scoop it up, do a nice little design, make like a nest, and then you'll probably plate it up with the tongs. Yep. Looks very good. Very good.
All right. Wait a minute. With my tongs.
Okay.
Y'all don't understand what I'm working with here. Look at this. Okay, so I'm going to go in for and the oil and the coating.
And toss it around a little so that it can, Okay. And then I'll scoop up some and roll it, and then roll it right down into your plate. There you go. Voila. Yep.
Ooh, it's so long. Wait. Okay,
take
stop.
Take a little one like that. That's good. Yep. Roll it.
Oh my God. my God. Then I'm going to do a little bit of sauce on that bad boy. Homemade sauce, mind you. And then we're going to come back. And we're going to hit it with the sausage and the spinach. And just go on top of that right there.
Let it cascade down the side.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. Alicia. She gonna say, stop saying my government name on it. Why am I not charging over here? Hold on, let me make sure I'm plugged in, charging, all that kind of stuff. Somebody said good food. There we go, guys. All fresh, all made right here, right now, live on this video. Jason, stay right there. Let's get a screenshot. All right.
Okay, wait, do one more. Let me get a screenshot. There it is.
Okay. All right. With my mentor, Chef Jason, on here. What's all in here? Zucchinis, onions, bell pepper, garlic, spinach. Oh my God.
Okay, and next go round, I want you to try out using some shallots instead of the onion.
That is insane. That is freaking. I didn't even eat the sausage. That is insane.
So that's like when people try to tell me that vegan cuisine, oh, well, it doesn't taste good. I'm like, you just don't know what you're doing. That's all. If you just take a few techniques, you can make anything taste amazing.
And the interesting thing about it, Jason, I didn't even use a lot of seasoning, and I know you bring out the mortar and pestle, and really work with your flavors over there. We did come back with a little bit of smoked chipotle and garlic on there, but we did garlic, we did fresh basil, we got spinach, we've got grape tomatoes. And that's really a lot of the flavor that I'm tasting is the tomatoes. And to think about, I was getting ready.
Let me ask you this. The tomato flavor, have you noticed a difference than just like if you were to add tomatoes like at the end when it was like kind of boiling down?
Right.
Fried it up like that, it gave a whole different,
Mushrooms, we got grape tomatoes. Look, y'all gonna have to go back. But the idea of it, my goal was to replace the pasta. That was the first goal. Replace the pasta with the veggie. Felicia, baby, look at this meal I just learned to cook right here on this video. That's my cousin. Oh, somebody said, oh, dear Lord, over here. This is all from scratch. And look, here's a jar of sauce right here. We didn't even open the jar. Look at that sauce and look at my sauce. Look, I'm taking this back to get my money back. That's a $4 jar of sauce that I was going to dump on top of all these fresh vegetables. And Jason was like, no, you're going to make your sauce. And so we used, and then not only that, we still have the tomato in there.
Yeah.
Every bite is so full of flavor. And that's the thing about it. But now, let me remind y'all, I bought my vegetables from a locally sourced. I didn't get these at the grocery store. I went to a restaurant called the Farmer's Table. So there's a difference in these tomatoes than them tanker-driven tomatoes. So you got to make sure that you getting your vegetables. I don't even look at me pushing the sausage away, trying to get to the.
Yeah, and here's what I want to say, Yolanda, about and what I so appreciate about you. You have from day one. From the time that I first met you, you've always promoted, hey, what are you doing to support your community? What are you doing for the local culture? Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't buy from your local farmers, if you don't go to your local theater, if you don't support your local businesses, they will go out of business.
Exactly.
And then you're stuck with the big major stores that are trucking your stuff in that have no flavor because they have to pick them so early so that they can stand the trek across the country to get to you. So you're having tomatoes that are picked when they're green, and then they gas ripen to make them red. And what ends up happening is that you forget what real flavor is. Mm-hmm. But when you can get to your local, you start saying, wait a minute, there's tomatoes out there that I never see in their grocery store.
Screenshot, Jason. Do a screenshot.
Oh, hold on. Let me screenshot it. Hold up. Okay, good stuff. Got it.
All right. So.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that when you don't get produce, when you don't go to the farms and all of that, or at least go to the farmers markets where the farms all come together and bring their stuff, what ends up happening is that you lose like 99% of the flavors that are out there that are more flavorful than the store stuff that you get in the stores. The stuff in the stores, they buy them because they have longer shelf life. Their margins are very small. So when you have things that have longer shelf life, the flavor is going to suffer. Okay, because the skins have to be thicker. They have to get them, when they're not right. So they never develop the flavors that they can develop when they are grown properly, responsibly from a farm. So I would say, look, if you can, find your farmers markets, support them. Find your local culture, support it, so that you can continue to get things that you won't be able to get anywhere else other than the region of your country.
Right. Yeah. And one of the things, too, before we go, is because I can really dive into this, I want to encourage those. I know it looked like it was a long video, but do some prep. Maybe the day before, like tomorrow, we know. And I was in a learning environment. One, that took a little bit longer. Luckily, I was rescued by all my guys jumping on here. We got a little bit of prep ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're just basically going to go right in for the saute. And if you notice during the cook time was very minimal. I mean, 10, 15 minutes really on the cook, right? So a lot of, and me, we did a lot of talk. We did a conversation. We had guests coming in, people streaming with us. We went shopping. We got our Gadget. And we bought the Gadget because what we want to do is inspire ourselves to go to eat more vegetables. If I gave you a plate with just some sliced zucchini, you probably wouldn't. But if you walk in my house right now, you smell all these herbs and spices, you're like, what you cooking? I just give you a plate that look like this. You're going to go in. You ain't going to ask what's in it. You ain't going to ask this, that, and the other. Jason, you dropped off. Let me know if you want to come back on. I only added the sausage because I have a family of meat eaters. But this right here, y'all, I'm telling you, it is absolutely awesome and freaking amazing. This is not pasta. This is zucchini. Zucchini, we use the spiralizer. You are what you eat. Exactly. We use the spiralizer, which basically has the blades and things like that. Raul wants to come back on. Okay, I'm going to grab Raul. Raul has some blog breaking news for us. But even after using, I'm going to get you Raul in just a second. Jason says, call came in. Okay, I got cut off. Let me bring Raul in. Let me bring Jason back on, Raul, if you have time. That way I can end. I don't know who to end with. I'm trying to eat and let y'all talk. I didn't even realize my confidence level was there to make my own sauce. I was just going to play around with these vegetables. Yes, this is so thin. It looks like noodles, right? I was going to just play around with the vegetables and then just let it simmer in the sauce. And Jason was like, but you've got enough ingredients there to make your own sauce. I didn't realize just by adding a little bit more oil to my pan that it was going to take my tomatoes and my other vegetables to that level of it being a sauce. All I did, let me bring Jason back in. Raul, give me just a second. Who I got on here? Okay, let me go ahead and get Raul in. Jason, you can go ahead. Let me get Raul right quick because he wants to end up on talking about the theater. And then we'll come back. Jason and I will come in and we'll wrap up so I can eat it while it's nice and hot. There you are. Okay, you're in a better spot. Okay, go ahead.
I am impressed. That looks so good.
It smells so good. We're going to have a dinner talk back when we do the meeting.
Now, did you know I'm a chef? So I'm a chef by trade, 30 years.
How many chefs have we had on this video? All the men in the video.
I gotta tell you, and as a chef for 30 years, I've owned my own restaurants. I've taught classes. You did a great job.
Thank you. That's right, because theater in the square is dinner theater too, right?
Well, I do some dinner theater occasionally. We do dinner theater, and then usually Emil will do the theater, and I'll do the dinners. And I got to tell you, watching what you did and bringing the healthiness to it was exquisite. It was great.
Thank you.
The chef that was on there just now, he was very knowledgeable. He did a great job. He did a really, really good thing. I cook a little bit different because I'm Latino. So being Latino, I cook with a lot of garlic, a lot of oregano, a lot of culantro, a lot of cilantro. I use a lot of herbs in my food, but I got to tell you, that veggie chip, that looks really, really good.
Thank you.
It looks very, very healthy, so I can smell it from here.
I'm telling you, another chef approved, y'all. Hashtag Feed a Blogger, chef approved. Feed a Blogger, chef approved.
Very well done.
And the thing I think what I've learned is you can't be intimidated. You can't be afraid. And there were some techniques in there that I picked up as well. Just, adding in a little bit more oil. I'm just impressed with the sauce because, like I said, I was going to cover it all up with a jar of sauce, but to know that I had, and then the flavors. And you were saying, being Latina, you would have threw in some oregano and some other things. And one of the
I would have thrown in a lot more herbs. I would have just put in, more herbs in it.
Yes.
And definitely using the zucchini for pasta is a healthy way to go. I think if another thing that would have been really nice is to make a pesto sauce. And if you made a little pesto and threw a pesto in there with the zucchini and the vegetables, that's just basil, olive oil. You put it inside your tenderizer or you blend it and then you add a little peanut. If you want to put some peanuts in it, you could. Pine nuts if you want to put them in them. You can just get those healthy proteins out of that. And then that'll give you the protein that you need for the vegetable through the nuts itself.
It's funny you say that because I kind of feel like I want a nut or something with this, and you can tell.
That's the kind of protein.
Yeah, you can tell that.
Sausage, instead of the sausage, you take a portobello mushroom and put a portobello mushroom, saute it in some balsamic vinaigrette overnight, and it'll taste just like a steak, and you won't even need the sausage.
Jason said you are speaking his language, and then Tiffany's trying to connect with you. Tiffany has an organization for black girls golf, and they want to do something. They want to connect with you for the theater. Raul is dropping the link in there. Theater on the Square. He is getting ready to do a production of the meeting. It's going to be a 2-week run, so that means those of y'all that have Atlanta on your calendar over the next. In the month of February, is it February, right?
February 15th and February 25th.
Oh, cool. And so make sure that you take a visit to Theater in the Square. Somebody said, I got to block this guy. He's making me hungry. All right. Well, thank you so much, Raul. And I love that you jump on here and keep us so informed. And we're definitely there for the meeting. But no, don't forget, like I said, remind me because I'm going to go eat and I'll forget. But I want you to roll with me to the radio tomorrow at 2 p.m.
That's okay. Good. I took some snapshots of your pictures of your food. So
please inbox me because I was going to have to do that when I got off because I'm using both devices and I didn't get a chance to take pictures of it.
And thank you for what you do. Your voice matters, and I appreciate the things that you do. I was intrigued the very first time I seen you sneaking around doing your work, and when you were in the theater, I found it to be very amusing. I found it to be really good. The next day, a couple of people got in trouble because they should have caught you at the front door. But
but they were in the middle of praise and worship. So I was trying not to bother anybody though.
It's all good. Good. Well, thank you so much. Don't forget February 15th through the 25th, the meeting of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I hope that I can see you there. I hope you give us a great review behind it.
Yes.
And I look forward to our season. I'd love to have you as a season ticket holder to see some amazing work that Emil is doing.
Now, do you have a talk back plan with that?
Yes. So So February 15th, the opening night, Zion Baptist Church has adopted that night. And we are going to do a talk back that night. And I don't want to, it's unofficial, but official.
Right.
We're working on Bernice to be there. And we'll definitely do a talk back the day that Bernice King will be there.
Right.
So,
and I would love to see Raphael Warnock. I know that he's doing, they're doing some things as well. We'll make sure we connect everybody.
Nick Starr is the director of it from New African Grove and Young Voices Playhouse. He's the director of the show, and he's an amazing seasoned actor, one of the first black actors that acted in Marietta, and has been around for a good long time. And he's the one that did he's the one that did Smokey Joe's Cafe at the theater last year.
My God!
So he's rocking on with Emil. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Okay, lots of questions for you in the comments. So please go when we get done. Make sure you come back and respond to those. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I love you guys. And we're headed to All Roads Lead to Marietta, y'all. Marietta Theater in the Square. All Roads Lead to Marietta Theater in the Square. They're going to be doing a production of the meeting. And for those of you that don't know, that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X actually had a meeting planned. And unfortunately, with the assassination of Malcolm X, that meeting never happened. And you know, and for most of you know, we literally survived a decade of assassinations from beginning to end. And what most of you don't know that, and probably because, you know, this was in the early stages of the internet, but it was said, there was a report that after Martin Luther King was assassinated, there was documents sent to the White House and said that, hey, that's it. After that one, they literally said that after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, that there would never be another Negro to incite the Negroes of America the way that he did. That there would never be another to unite. We've got them all. That's it. Literally what they said. And that's why you ask yourself today, you know, what's up with these leaders? Because they really felt like that was it. There was no need to. But now we know that some of these things still happen because there has been others to rise up that had the potential of exciting us to unity. And, of course, assassinations, you know, continue. But within the civil rights movement, we can literally say and pinpoint get a chronicle calendar of a particular 10. And we don't have that conversation enough, right? And I don't want to be dodging drones, so I'm not going to talk about it too much more on here. But catch me at a talk back, and I'll let you know some things. All right, Jason, I want to Jason, you want to jump back on? Let's end this up. Let's wrap this up properly. Like I said, just because this has been a long video here of us, because we had some interviews on there, we had some talking. This is what I do on Tuesdays. What I am going to do on Tuesdays is I begin my journey to begin again, coming back into the blogosphere. After 3 years, I re-entered the kitchen, I went into the caregiver space about 3 years ago and found that I still love cooking. I was a young mother. I had 4 kids. They all ate very well, and still to this day. And everybody knows how to cook. And so I never had to really take on all of the cooking duties. But here lately, I love being back in the kitchen. And one, because I get to bring you guys with me. And so one of the things that we are doing, I started the hashtag Feed a Blogger. And let me tell y'all something, them other bloggers, they don't eat what they cook because they skinny. I done gained every pound, every inch, every curve for these meals. And the one thing I really need to do is to really get healthy with it. And so this meal that we have prepared for you today, with the exception of the sausages, all of it is by my hands, by scratch, supervised by, as you see, a number of chefs on the video there. Went out today with one gadget. Shout them out, OXO. I don't know if that's a word or OXO. It says OXO on there. I purchased this at Target. They have a section at the end of the aisle of all these different brands of gadgets. I guess we'll start seeing Facebook ads now that we talked about it, or commercials and so forth. And this is one of those gadgets that lets you do the spiral. This one particular one comes with 3 different blades, which is why you see the rainbow of color there. One that does ribbons, one does fettuccine, and the other does the spaghetti size. And I used the spaghetti size one to create a noodle out of zucchini. And this is not new to us in the household because I have a vegan daughter. She makes it all the time. I wanted to try it so that I can have it more because I only get hers when she's on a whim. And so, okay, Jason, send me a request and I'll bring you back in. Hey, Dad, my dad just coming on. You must have had a busy day. You missed this meal right here. Well, you ain't really missed it because you know where I am. Come on and eat. But anyway, so I used the spiralizer and I wanted to increase my vegetable intake in a creative way. And so I think that this is going to inspire me. Not only did I do zucchini on a previous video, we also tried it with some other vegetables, a potato, a carrot. The carrot was the only thing that didn't work. We did a squash. There's a squash there. And then so tomorrow, since we have some prep done, we're going to do the squash. And I also did it with a potato. And the potato gave us the same thing. So I could have this meal, instead of zucchini, I could do it with potato. I could do it with yellow squash. I could do it with carrots. And this potato needs to be rinsed. It's been sitting a while. But the potato, I did a nice ribbon, which I can then make potato chips or some scalloped potatoes. Jason's telling us about a white sauce. And so we went through. He kind of walked me through because the concern was when to put something on the heat, in the oil, how to layer it so that I get the maximum flavor. I had no idea the flavor that can come out of this. You heard Raul talk about using some other herbs. That's one of the things we want to learn how to do from all of them is how to get that restaurant flavor, because I think that's what's really going to get us back into the kitchen. I only use basil, like salt, pepper, and basil, and garlic. Really, is the only one I use. We then threw in some spinach and some chipotle, which was just a dried seasoning of chipotle and garlic, right? And but what the lesson we learned from Jason today is not. Let me go get the pan. Let me get the pan. Was I didn't realize I could make my own sauce. I was going to just saute this stuff to be cute on video, and then I was going to do one of those, dump that sauce in there right quick. But he was like, no, you have a sauce. Just add in a little bit more oil, and there we go. We got our own homemade sauce. Now, we have seen the chefs do, Jason. Now, we tossed the zucchini in this, but one of the things you were saying before I put the zucchini in there, I could have gone like, I prefer the chunky sauce, basically what we had. But you were saying I could have taken the potato masher or some other apparatus, another gadget. We're going to have to go gadget shopping, y'all. And I could have then ended up with something like this had I done the potato masher, right? I love that I have this jar here and I can go like, nope. So that's what we ended up with. And then, now that's, believe it or not, that's a vegetarian style. Now I've got some meat eaters in the house. And so we then added the sausage for the meat eater, which you see, I haven't even touched the sausage because the vegetable over here is just to die for. Go ahead, Jason, take it away.
Yeah, no, I mean, and just in the process, a lot of folks have the right ingredients, the wrong process, and because of that, they come out with something that just tastes okay or not. And then they get discouraged, like, I can't deal with this healthy food because it doesn't taste good. And it's just that they don't have the right technique. But if you have the right technique, you apply the right things at the right times, then you will get stuff that, it makes you dismissive of restaurants. Really, because you're like, oh, I can get better at my house.
Right.
Yeah. I can get better stuff at my own home. Yeah. And so, for me, when I go to restaurants, it's usually just to socialize because I know I can cook way better at home.
Ain't no shame in my game, y'all. Yes, I will eat on camera.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah. But we can only get this if we either growing our own stuff or supporting those growers, those local growers who will give us flavorful food.
And that's the difference.
You will not find the tomatoes that you find in the store. You will not find them on the farms that do local production, because the farms that sell to the stores, they're growing only the stuff that has thicker skins that they've messed with the genetics sometimes in order to make sure that it ships well. And then they pick it very unripe. so you never end up getting the full intense flavor of the food. If you're a true foodie, you got to find your farmers or your farmers markets. It'll change your life. It'll change the game for you.
Look. Wait a minute. Let me show y'all. Look at that right there. You see that? I need the right piece of bread to just sop that up.
See, that's where you can do like those chapatis.
So what are you saying? You gonna show us how to make the chapatis?
I may have to do that.
We're gonna get you back. We're gonna get you back in the kitchen. But y'all, this was just one lesson, an impromptu lesson at that. This was a total impromptu lesson. And remember we talked about when I started this video, just ask. You got to know your ask. And I asked my guys, and look, all the guys on the video, it's like, well, you know, I've been cooking for this long. I'm a chef. I'm this, that, and the other. And all I did was I followed Jason's advice. Raul just gave us some. Jarvis was on here.
Raul was on point. I was like, man,
yeah, y'all would get down. Y'all would get down. I'm telling you. And look, and the thing about it is, y'all, the vegetables are so good. I don't even want the sausage, okay? Because the vegetables are so flavorful. First thing we did. Oh, and let me make sure. Look, Zakia's back. Zakia, I done about ate the food up. I ain't got no pictures and nothing. Zakia, there wasn't a lot of prep. Okay, let's just start. So basically, again, started with a gadget. All I did was I took the zucchini, just twisted in there. It ended up making the spaghetti, which is what you see there. That's not pasta. That is zucchini. I chopped the garlic, fresh garlic. Here's my garlic thing right here. I chopped fresh garlic. Some basil, fresh basil. Notice me, I'm saying fresh, farm fresh, okay? Basil, onion, bell pepper, and my grape tomatoes. That's literally it. I had my cutting board out, and I had all those things out there. Now, most of us, we're doing that anyway, but we're not getting the flavor intensity from it because we're buying those things, like he said, at your grocery store instead of something that's locally sourced, where you have like these tomatoes right here. That tomato flavor is like kicking. And then he had me add the oil to the pan. I'm just going to cover these up over here now that I'm done. Let me put some tops on them. Because I want to keep the flavor in now that everything's done. So I first went in the first pot. We put in the oil. We did the onions, and we cooked the onions until they were translucent. And he said, because that's gonna release the sugars into the oil and so forth. We then put in the garlic. Then after we did the garlic, we went in with the mushrooms and the tomatoes, right? We did at the garlic. We did the mushrooms and the bell peppers. We did the bell peppers. Right, then we did the mushrooms. Then we went
bell peppers, mushrooms.
Right. And that was it. And believe it or not, y'all, that is the basis of a sauce. That is the basis of spaghetti sauce. So wait, oil, onions, garlic, bell pepper, mushrooms. Salt. We salted what did we salt?
Salted the onions.
We salted the onions, which actually brought out. Okay, so we went in with the oil, put in the onions and the salt. Okay, that's the basis of it. Then you basically add in what you like. I love bell pepper, so I put in the bell pepper. My mushrooms was actually my meat consistency, right? Went in with the mushrooms and then the tomatoes. That was the basis of the sauce. We topped it with, we came back with a little bit of chipotle seasoning, chipotle garlic seasoning, just to get a little bit of heat to it. But Jason said, Jason, explain what the chipotle was in case we want to deep dive on that. And you said basically roasted peppers.
It's smoked jalapenos.
Smoked jalapeno peppers, right? And then that was it. And we let that simmer. And then we went in another pan, because he was like, well, why don't you do the zucchini as if you were going to do a pasta? We went into another pan with some oil and the basil, and we salted that. And then we went in with the zucchini. And that was that. And then for the meat eater, and literally that was that, right? And you can decide how far you want to go on your zucchini. I would have probably, if I had, paid a little bit more today, I probably would have stopped a little bit sooner. But now, but even now, it's just so good. I don't know what to tell you. And then for my meat eaters, I just did a little, oil, sausage, and spinach. Now, that sounds like a lot of ingredients, but the way that I shop for this, let me tell y'all how much these vegetables cost me. $14. $14 for all of these fresh vegetables because, one, I went to a locally sourced. $14 for all these vegetables. This meal was literally 2 average-sized zucchinis. Half a bell pepper. Here's the other half of the bell pepper. So when I break down the cost of that meal, and we have a budget in the household about $10 per person, but that's even going to come under that because half of the bell pepper is going over there. What else? The spinach. I only used about a couple of handfuls of spinach. I could have gone a little bit more on the spinach, and that's something I will do tomorrow. And that's it. That's it. I had the oil in the cupboard. And
you know what? Moving forward, get yourself some. If you don't have a sensitivity to coconut oil, get some coconut oil.
Now, learning to cook coconut oil, you can't just run in your kitchen and cook with coconut oil. It's a little bit different. It seems like it cooks a little bit faster, but you definitely get a nice crispier on your vegetables. I know that much, right? Yeah.
Actually, I find that, especially like if you're not doing high heat cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't find it different than using any of the other oil.
Okay.
It gives a little bit more complexity to the flavor.
Right.
Depending on the olive oil that you use, because, there's a whole bunch of olive oils, too. Some give grassy notes, some give nutty, notes.
Check out the picture that I posted from the store, because guess what they are now featuring? Some oils.
Look at that. Yeah.
They had it right by the register, and I was like, I need to get some oil, but that's an investment. That's a budgeted item in your oils. Hey, Captain Eric.
You know what? This is a side note, but the other day, a friend of ours, she had told us that she's got this honey, right? So it's, I don't know if you've ever heard of meadowform. I think it's a kind of flower or a tree or whatever.
Okay.
She brought this honey by, and it tastes like candy.
I can imagine.
It's like a very buttery, floral cotton candy flavor to it. It's really good. I have a desire to explore all the different honeys. Yeah, that's like my bucket list, if you will. I've tried lavender honey. I've tried leatherwood honey. I've tried now meadowform, acacia honey. Like, I've tried probably about 20 different varieties of honey, and I haven't even begun to scratch the surface.
Wow.
And each one of them has their own distinct flavor. Avocado honey tastes like molasses.
Oh my God. God.
And it looks like molasses. It's amazing. So I've just got this thing.
On the last part of that, guys, now imagine you see me literally eat this whole meal, half of this meal right here. The difference in the fact that these are vegetables as opposed to pasta, I'm energized as opposed to ready to go.
Right.
That is the difference. And when you and I can feel the things working in my body, because one of the reasons there's a rhyme to the ingredients that I did choose. The onions, anti-cancer. Okay, anti-inflammatory. Jason asked about the lemon in the water. This is lemon and ginger. For my ladies, TMI, cramps, gone. And I never really had cramps, so I don't know about all that. But, because I had a bunch of kids, so I didn't have those. I'm just saying, But we looked up the ginger. Why put ginger in the water? Because it's gonna get rid of your cramps. Food is medicinal, and a lot of the illnesses that we are suffering is because of how in which we're taking in the food. Even taking, stopping that spinach early on If you overcook it, it becomes a whole different profile. If you overcook, like Jason was saying, at the time in which, like, say for instance, if I just took all these ingredients and threw them all in the pan at the same time, I wouldn't have the flavor or the savoriness that I have here now. Everything would, it just wouldn't be what it is. And so all of that is important, which I'm learning. I'm learning, guys. And not to mention, I have a whole jar of spaghetti sauce in it. Look, $3.69 for this. And I just told y'all, I just made my whole meal $14. $14 for this
and you
meal.
Know exactly what's in it too.
I know what's in it. And on top of that, at a restaurant, it would have been $14 just for the one plate.
Oh yeah.
It'd have been more than that because it's all natural, all fresh, okay? But now, my daughter's going to be coming in a little bit. She's going to want to know that I saved her some. She's going to want to try to take some to lunch tomorrow. Then I'll be like, well, I ain't really make all that much, I'm trying to downsize. I'm trying to cook for me. But Jason, again, this is just a tribute to you and how you have inspired us over the last couple of years. I mean, no cans and now no jar. Look, following Jason, y'all, no cans. Well, except for my salmon, okay? But then, on top of that, Jason done told us how to make fresh salmon croquette, y'all. That's what I got to do. I got to make some fresh salmon croquette. Because you told us, just sear off that salmon in a pan and then turn around and make your croquette. Girl, you ain't got to get no canned salmon. Okay?
I'm going to tell you what. It'll take your croquettes to a whole new level.
New level. Don't I know it?
Your dad won't be able to say not
one thing.
You shut him down.
Yeah, because he threw us under the bus. So we gotta get Dad over here in the kitchen soon. His birthday's actually coming up. But y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't be intimidated. Don't think it takes a lot of time. You might have to do a little bit of prep, and that's okay. Bring the family in. Make it somebody's duty that they keep some fresh onions cut up, so that when you do go to your fridge, grab a little bit of the onions that's already cut, because literally from saute to finish, this literally only took about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
I was working on getting them spirals. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have a mussel in a minute, but think about it, how much I save. Think about how good I'm gonna feel, and this food going in my body is just gonna do so much wonder. Somebody says, thank you for sharing. Hey, Norm Pringle. All right, I'm going to let y'all go on about y'all day. And I'm going to pop this in the microwave and get it back hot. And I'll finish eating. But again, this is not pasta. This is zucchini. And then we're going to do some tomorrow with yellow squash and bell pepper and so forth. And just to show you guys, I'll show you guys here. I wish this pot was it was still bubbling, still simmering. But this right here, let me grab a spoon. This is what I'm so enamored about right here, Jason. This is what I'm so enamored about right here. That's gold, y'all. That is liquid gold right there. Hold on. Yeah. This tastes better than that tomato soup in that can.
Oh, absolutely. Come on now. Absolutely.
That might be some. I swear to you, look, I can't stop.
Look, and if it makes it till tomorrow, the flavors, I know it's not. The flavors they will continue to evolve and intensify.
Okay. But this is even right now on a whole nother level than what I originally took out of. I'm just adding a little bit of the juice back to my plate. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay. Somebody back there eating their chicken wings gonna be mad. Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lorraine says, hi, Jason. Hey, LaTanya Tibbs. How are you, darling? All right, guys. We've been on here long enough. And look, and to think I was about to have some avocado toast.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you did this, You know, and I'm glad that you did not pop that can or that bottle of sauce.
Honey, that's going back to the store. I like
better than cans. I'll do a bottle before I do a can. But when you can do it fresh from scratch, as easy as you did that, and it's going to taste better, you know, no need for one to.
But you got to think about it. I had no idea that I had the makings of a sauce. And that's what there's so many of us out there, we don't know the evolution, how food evolved. Right. We don't know. Right. We don't know. Because I know when I picked up that can, you were like, what you going to do with that? You already got a sauce. Do you? And what he said was, just go back in with a little bit more oil, and I had my sauce. So now I got to up my oil game. That's a lesson. I got to up my oil game and up my herb and my oil game. And so we're going to be headed that way. And Tuesdays, guys.
And your spices.
And my spices. So Tuesday, here in the kitchen, cooking, eating, and I got to eat healthy because I ain't like them other bloggers. I ain't just taking a picture of it. I'm going to eat it all. So thank you guys so much. And then on top of that, I'm going to put a top on this because you were talking about Jason, and I see the what's that? People are like, what is that? This is going to be the makings of what, Jason?
Well, that's next time you do a dish that you have to saute something in, you're going to use that oil right there.
There we go. Yep. Now, I got the top right here.
Any oil and liquids that's left over in that pan that's got the zucchini and stuff in it now, pour that off into there as well.
You mean when we get to the end of this? Mm-hmm. Just put that oil in there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So, and here I have a top. That's why you save your jars, but then I won't have no more jars to save because I'm doing it from scratch. All right, guys, that's it. That is it. I'm gonna and then don't forget you had me squeeze off that lemon on there too.
Yeah, the lemon. Yeah, because what that does is that brightens the flavor. So, you know, other than that, it would be good, but it wouldn't pop. You know, and you want the flavor. You want that flavor to separate so that your taste buds can take in all of the different things instead of it all being just melted into one monotone flavor.
Right.
Each element, it causes your taste buds to dance and it intensifies the flavor. Like when you want to taste something real sweet, you add a little bit of sour and maybe some salt. Because the salt and the sour makes the sweet even sweeter, and the sweet makes the sour and the salt saltier and more sour.
Exactly, so because this doesn't taste like a salty meal. Even though we went in with the salt a couple of times, it's sweet, it's savory.
It's well balanced.
I did that, y'all. Look at that. I did that, honey.
And it looks good.
It looks good, smells good. Really the house smells good. Oh my God. I'm going to go eat.
Your daughter's angry now because she went and got some wings instead of sticking around. So, you know, this is all good. I mean, you know, it's a well-rounded, exactly. She'll think twice about going for wings again.
Oh, she will. But I got one more that's going to be off of work here shortly. And she'll come in and she'll be like, wait, where's all that food you were cooking on live stream? Hopefully I can save her some. All right, guys. I'm going to finish cleaning up. I'm going to put this in the microwave and heat it back up. I'm going to sit down. Rick says yay. All right, guys. I'm going to, I'll put this on screen. I don't want to put that empty plate on screen. I'm going to hit the stop button again, guys. Tuesdays. I'll be back on, tomorrow is Wednesday. This ain't that book club. I'll be also live at the radio station for Chandler's Corner. And then I think that's it. Then we head off into our weekend, and I'll be out at events all weekend. All right, guys. Bye. Thanks so much, Periscope, for joining us.